rephrase the question back to you. Is it okay then to cheat your health?
Define what cheating means.
Well, cheating would be, in this case, I'm going to intentionally do something that I know provides danger or damage to my physical health.
So is that cheating or is that a choice?
I think it's a choice. Yeah.
We have a misconception that we need calories to make the engine run, but it's really these things called micronutrients that are your B vitamins, magnesium, coenzyme Q10, and all those little things that our powerhouse functions off of.
Let's talk about a new system. Well, they're bringing it on us, right? They've 90% of all the central banks globally, they're going to come in with messaging like this is the amazing white knight on a shiny horse coming in to save the day, right? Well, no.
People ask us all the time, is it okay to have a cheat meal?
Well, personally, I don't think so. And I'll tell you the logic behind it. So don't shoot the messenger. Just hear me out. Think through this logically with your critical thinking cap on. I'll answer the question, is it okay to have a cheat meal, by asking you a couple of other questions. Is it okay to cheat your job by saying you came to work and didn't?
No.
Is it okay to cheat the government and pull some scam to not pay your taxes?
No.
Is it okay to, we've had a good week of marriage. Is it okay to go out and have a cheat date with some dude?
No. Not once, not ever. No.
No. So this is an area then, why is it okay, or let me just rephrase the question back to you. Is it okay then to cheat your health even one time? To cheat on your health? Even one time?
Define what cheating means.
Well, cheating would be, in this case, I'm going to intentionally do something that I know provides danger or damage to my physical health.
So is that cheating or is that a choice?
I think it's a choice. And I think it's a choice we all make in all those areas. That's my point. You just made it. Good job. I think we make a choice and we calculate the probabilities and odds that something good or bad will happen. You know, it's just a probability assessment. Everything we do, you invest in the stock market, you do this, you do that. And it's a choice we make. But we should not intentionally go out there to make a bad choice. That's my point. And when we go out there and encourage somebody to make one bad choice, my thought process and big caution flag is that opens a door to other bad choices that are also okayed.
Well, I agree with that thought process. As many years as I've been in clinical practice, which is about 22 now, one of the things that I find hardest for people is this thing called transformation of lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
And they get what they call on the wagon, and then they fall off the wagon, and it becomes this process of self-abuse. So as we're learning to navigate the pathways and do better and better, if we will plan the time that we're going to make a choice to do something we know has a consequence that might not be health giving, it keeps us away from having this thing called a guilty conscience.
That's right.
Oftentimes people will not start the process because they already know or think they're going to fail.
Yeah.
So if we set them up for success and say, okay, well, if you want to move into this slowly, and we're going to work towards that 100% success, and as you continue to feel better and better, you're going to continue to make better and better choices, and the majority of your choices will be health giving instead of health destroying.
Well, that's right. You know, and I think this whole idea of a cheat meal, I mean, you think about this from a broad standpoint. How did we ever get here? You know, how did we ever get where that was even a question? We got here because we were so far off with our thinking. You know, you went through a little litany of things right there to change people's thinking. Our thinking has been so, steered in the wrong direction for so long. Now we have the idea that we even see clinicians tell people, go have a cheat meal. Now, we might need to rephrase all that. We might need to say, like, when you're making changes, it's going to be a little challenging because the culture is here. Make better choices. Make your changes. But if you choose to go over here and have one of those things, don't celebrate it. It's not something good. Just be willing to accept the consequences and try to do a little bit better next time. Just encourage people. But what we can't do is encourage less than excellent behavior.
Well, as long as I've lived on the planet, I have come to know that if I miss a meal or two, or even 3, or sometimes 4, I'm not going to starve to death.
No.
So when we're traveling and we're out and about and we're going about our ways and we get in a tight pinch, I always set myself up for success. Mm-hmm. Well, what does that mean? I take something with me. I have it packed in my fanny pack, my carry-on, my backpack, whatever that is, so that if I get in a circumstance where I feel like I need to have some fuel, I've got the right kind of fuel available. Yeah. That way I don't have to make a choice that might destroy my health.
Well, look, I mean, you see right there on the table in front of us, Kingdom Candy. Great. Fruit, great. You can take a little bottle like this.
A shaker cup.
And you can put Kingdom Fuel powder in there, just by itself, dry. And when you get ready to have a drink, you can put some water in there and shake it and you're ready to go. You don't have to fall down because there's quote unquote nothing around healthy to eat. It's all about a choice. And choices are like this, just make better choices every day. At the end of the day, did I make good choices? And if I didn't, analyze the ones I didn't make a good choice on and do better tomorrow if I have another chance. And it's really about, making your best choices better every day. And it's a journey and a process. I still do that. I used to do that. We're all trying to make better choices in all parts of life, but we've got to set ourselves up for success rather than set ourselves up for certain failure.
Well, and when food is the false comforter, we have to change that behavior every day. From advertisement to the marketing in the shops, the markets, we're barraged with all of these false things that say they're going to bring us health, or we're just reaching to them for comfort. So we have to find comfort in the real comforter and stop making food the comfort.
Well, and people don't understand this, but ladies and gentlemen, this is true. The food today that's constructed in a processed manner, processed sugars and processed bread, do create drug-like effects. They hit your dopamine receptors like cocaine hits dopamine, and they hit your opioid receptors like heroin and fentanyl hit your opioid receptors, and you get addicted. So some of the things we have that are driving people off course are truly addicting. So when you're making changes, it's okay to go through some fasting times. It's okay to go through some feeding times. Just make sure that you understand that making choices for you every day is important. Make your best choices better every day. And get involved with practices like this that will help you personalize those things. So give us a call at our office or come see us at sherwood.tv and we'll help you with your nutritional plans.
It's very important to understand which foods to eat if you need a little bit of extra energy that provide nutrition and not just calories.
Find out what foods those are coming up next.
And when you navigate through these economies with people, here's what happens. We want to hold their hand through it, let them know when it's time to buy, sell, reallocate, get out of Dodge. Because a lot of times when you're struck with fear does 2 things. Number 1, it can paralyze, and people just put their head in the sand and say, I'm just going to forget about it and hopefully it gets better. Or it causes you to make a wrong decision. And this is why we are here, is to help people navigate through the political quagmire nonsense that's going on, the economic malaise, and the absolute collapse that we're seeing. And when our freedoms are eroding, our political freedoms, our economic freedoms, our personal freedoms, our religious freedoms, our health freedoms, they're all tied together. But you know what doesn't need to erode with that? Our finances.
KirkElliottPhD.com/Sherwood.
let's shine the spotlight on one of our star supplements.
The human body can make most of the types of fats it needs from other fats or raw materials, but not omega-3 fatty acids, also called omega-3 fats or N3 fats.
These are essential fats that the body must get from food.
Biomega 1000 provides a potent dose of omega-3 essential fatty acids sourced from a strategically placed fishing facility in the far South Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chile.
Each capsule delivers an impressive 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and the capsules also contain vitamin E. See the link below for a special offer, and remember, don't be fooled by cheap online knockoffs.
The body's amazing at recovery, so you want to give it every chance, no matter what time it is. So in that context, no, it's certainly never too late. You're never too old to start trying to be healthy.
No matter where you are in terms of your health, that you can turn this around.
It's never too late to start a wellness program, and it's never too late to reach your healthcare goals. There's an old adage, and I'm not sure where it came from, but I really do like it. And they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
We just want people to hang on to hope.
We are hope dealers. And if you are not paying attention to the 4 foundational pillars of health, physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual, eventually it is going to catch up.
If we get all those 4 areas right, and we do it right, we see a dynamic occur in the middle called wellness, and that's where people get better. Their health is really going to return as a side effect of wellness.
Exploring biohacking, bioharmonizing, biosynergizing, stacking, resilience, or anti-fragility?
Start here. No gimmicks, just proven results.
Food is what gives us energy. Today we want to talk about some healthy options to provide natural energy.
Hint, hint, it's not a candy bar. That surprised you, I would say that, right?
Now, at the top of my list would be Kingdom Fuel. Tell us a little bit about Kingdom Fuel.
Well, the thing about Kingdom Fuel is people need to understand that it's a whole meal. It's not just a protein powder. It's a whole meal. It does have 20 grams of organic pea protein, which is the least allergenic of them. That's what we selected at. Then it has a whole spectrum of phytonutrients from your green plants and red plants. So think fruits and vegetables. Then it has fiber, both soluble and insoluble. And I'm not done yet. It also has a multivitamin and mineral complex. So it really has all of that in there. And when you think about energy in the body, energy is produced in this organelle called the mitochondria, which is inside of our cells. So the cells of the body depend on the mitochondria to produce the energy for your body to live. And so if you can provide the nutrition like Kingdom Fuel does in a holistic manner, you give the body a better chance to experience that abundance of energy.
And you hit the nail on the head when you said nutrients that fuel the mitochondria.
Yeah.
We have a misconception that we need calories to make the engine run, but it's really these things called micronutrients that are your B vitamins, magnesium, coenzyme Q10, and all those little things that our powerhouse functions off of. One of my favorite energy producing foods is avocados.
Oh, yeah.
Not only is it rich in fiber, but it's also rich in good fats. And good fats are actually broken down by the mitochondria and converted into energy.
Yeah, and funny thing about today, you know, we tend to think it's a little bit off and almost to the point of wrong, but that calories drive energy. But calories are nothing more than estimated units of energy from the breakdown of food products, right? From the nutritional ability or potential ability. And then you think about people that think the body is designed to run off of carbohydrates primarily, and it's not. It's meant to run off of this idea of fats primarily. And so with avocado, because it's a fruit, by the way, people knew that's a fruit. See, we got an avocado right there. That's a fruit. Most beautiful fruit I think that I know of, because it has an abundance of these monounsaturated fatty acids that really can be used as good sources of energy by the body.
Well, for those of us that like to hike and like to get out in the woods and like to carry something with us, we make a trail mix with things like nuts or even pieces of cacao in them. And I like to add some goji berries to my trail mix because goji berries are very high in antioxidants. Plus, goji berries just by themselves, you can put them in your water, and that antioxidant property and the components of the goji berries will diffuse into the water.
Yeah, and you mentioned nuts and seeds. That's another source of what I would consider a good energy source. Now, very important, try to get plain nuts and seeds that are not bathed and sort of roasted in these seed oils, because the hotter the oil is, I want people to think about like a big old boiling vat of grease that French fries are dipped in. Like your French fry bucket, you've seen them back there.
Yes.
They dip it in there and they flash fry them, and then you got French fries. Well, they do the same thing with nuts and seeds. They'll flash fry those in oils like that, but those hot oils are burned, and the burned oils will also create that
They're glycated.
fire, if you will, or inflammation in your own body. So plain nuts and seeds, yes. Roasted nuts and seeds, especially if they're roasted with like canola oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil. Ixnay on those.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, if we want to preserve the aging process, we need to stay away from those glycated products because they cause age-glycated end products in the body. So it ages us quicker.
Okay, you want to hear something funny? This is kind of crazy. So the age-glycated end products, they bind to these receptor for these age-glycosylated end products. Receptor R. So we got age brings rage. How about that one, huh? Age brings rage, brings more age.
Now that's like a vicious,
vicious.
Kind of like the vicious cookie cycle. It's a vicious age cycle.
Vicious oxidative stress cycle.
There we go. When it comes to fruits, it's important to kind of pick our fruits that have a lower glycemic index so it doesn't, make our sugar go really crazy. Because if we get our sugar too high and we're exercising, we could potentially drop our sugars low. So a few of the fruits that I think are prudent to choose from are like bananas, a semi-ripe banana. The more the spots on a banana, the more the sugar in the banana. So a semi-ripe banana is probably ripe for the picking, if you will.
I think so. Like something that's not quite green but doesn't have spots on it. That's perfect, and that would be a good thing that would generate a good amount. It has a good amount of nutrients that would potentially generate a good amount of energy.
And apples have a low glycemic index, plus they have apple pectin in them, a very healthy form of plant fiber.
Oh, yeah. What about the pineapple there?
Pineapple contains this enzyme in it called bromelain. So an athlete who's running, that's a great running or performing or doing their sport. Pineapple is great after exercise because that bromelain can help break down some of those oxidative stress markers that happen with exercise.
Well, and you can think about berries. I know people always think about those, right?
Berries, specifically, I would go for the darker berries. The darker berries have a higher antioxidant content, and those antioxidant, component is what balances that redox cycle.
Yeah, and redox is the reductive and oxidative stress cycle that really the body goes through. There is a lot of information that we can give you, obviously, on food as it creates energy. The bottom line is it's nutrients that drive the processes to create energy. It's not the food that equates immediately to energy. So just kind of know that difference and select wisely. Kind of be giving you some neat tips here. And so we have a bunch more stuff we do at our clinic. And if you want to work with us, either person or distantly, we would love to have that, and we can help you fine-tune the best dietary intake to drive your nutritional properties in the way they ought to go. So reach out to us at Sherwood.tv or give us a call at our clinic. Up next, our financial guru, Kirk Elliott, gives us advice on what you need to know at this time in history.
Let's get real. Most emergency food is just as bad for you as any other choice in the standard American diet. And that's just sad.
We don't just need food, we need highly nutritional food.
We don't just want to survive food shortages, we are meant to thrive in adversity.
Complete your daily nutrition and have shelf-stable Kingdom Fuel as a cornerstone of your food supply.
Don't sacrifice your health or your taste buds.
Stock up on Kingdom Fuel now.
Hello, I'm Kevin Sorbo. Now, there's an old saying, it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. Now, that's true in our careers, spiritual life, and when it comes to our health and overall well-being. Today, most of us know a lot of information about health and nutrition, but are we really doing anything with it? So here's what I've learned from working with Doctors Michele and Mark Sherwood. They're the founders of the Functional Medical Institute. You need a wellness plan that's customized based on your unique needs. Now remember, real change can only happen when you address the whole person. That is exactly what Mark and Michele do, and why they are people you should know. They'll help you discover what you need to experience transformation. Find out more at sherwood.tv/Sorbo. That's sherwood.tv/Sorbo, or just see the link below. Have a great day and God bless.
I could use your assistance.
Okay,
Jesus. Huh? My name is Jesus.
Sure. Jesus.
Jesus is here today.
You looking for a job?
Yes, sir.
You and Mark have 45 days before the bank forecloses.
Not to worry. They do not call me by God Byron for nothing. The collection plate starts to be passed around. Mark reaches into the basket and shouts, "You and your family are the winner from the first church of the lotto." Kind of think of it like a high-stakes bingo night every Sunday.
Poopy diaper!
Poopy diaper!
This video of the diaper is going viral right before our eyes.
This is a miracle.
What is?
Friends of Faith has over 300,000 followers.
Oh my dad! That's more followers than Moses had.
Jesus! Take the wheel! No, stop! Take the wheel!
I got it, buddy.
Hey, Mark, it's great to be with you again. And we've all been talking about the globalists and their plans for a big global reset and what that means for a long time now. Well, starting on January 16th, for 1 week, they were all meeting the G7, the G20, the IMF, the World Economic Forum. All the big globalist policy leaders globally were meeting in Davos, Switzerland, like they do every single year. They had this confab, right? So what were they talking about, right? Well, before they even met, their notes came out, the outline. This is what we're going to talk about to all you people that are here, right? All the globalists, and we've got Republicans and Democrats and politicians there. They're all meeting. And what are they talking about? What did they talk about, right? So according to the World Economic Forum website, these are the topics. And again, like I've said before, words have meaning, right? So let's listen to these words. They're bullet points. They're going to address the current energy and food crisis in the context of a new system for energy, climate, and nature. They're going to address the current high inflation, low growth, high debt economy in the context of a new system for investment, trade, and infrastructure. Address the current industry headwinds in the context of a new system for harnessing frontier technologies for private sector innovation and resilience. They're going to address the current social vulnerabilities in the context of a new system for work, skills, and care. And they're going to address the current geopolitical risk in the context of a new system for dialogue and cooperation in a multipolar world. It's like, what's all this talk about a new system? Well, they're bringing it on us, right? 90% of all the central banks globally are now starting to issue going down the path of a central bank digital currency. Now, they're going to come in with messaging like this is the amazing white knight on a shiny horse coming in to save the day, right? Well, no, this is not what it's about. All that a central bank digital currency is cryptocurrency. It's a digital version of the paper money that they already print. However, so they can print just as many dollars as they want, right? Or as many yen or as many euro as they want. They can issue as many digital version of that currency as well, because there's no tangible backing behind it. So it's going to do nothing to address the inflationary pressures. But here's the deal, Mark. For, the old saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, nobody would want a system where your digital social profile, what you spend money on, what your religion is, who you donate to, what church you give to, what political party you give to, how you spend your money, have you been vaxxed or not vaxxed, right? All of this is part of our digital social profile. And if they don't like it, because it's programmable money, they have the authority to shut off your ability to buy or sell. This is what a digital social profile attached to a central bank digital currency does. So when they're talking about a new system, this is the system they're talking about. How do I know that it's not some other system? Because further on in their notes, they talk about how this is going to be a new normal, how they have to talk about a global coalition for digital safety, because there's big efforts that we need to tackle here. They need to talk about applying human rights to the digital world. Why? Because they know that their system is going to strip away our privacy, our freedom, and our rights. And so they need to talk about how are we going to tackle this when we're going to have a ton of opposition from stripping people of their freedom and their privacy completely. So this is what's going on politically. And all of our investments, Mark, are a combination of some puzzle pieces. The political puzzle piece, the economic puzzle piece, the social puzzle piece, right? They all get put together. And this is what I do and what we do at our firm is put those puzzle pieces together and strategically put together a system to get out of the path of this hurricane and safely reallocate to get out of the system where you're not just a digital number, where your programmable money can shut you off from buying or selling, right? So how do you do that? With tangible assets like gold and silver that not only have we talked about in the past how they're great investments. I mean, they're booming, but they're also in this respect, also instrumental in protecting your religious freedom, your personal freedom, your political freedom, your economic freedom, your health freedom, because it's private. They're private transactions. So call our office. Mark, you and I talk a lot about this, and every one of the viewers should give us a call because we can strategically map out. It's a free consultation, your strategy for success so you can thrive. And all you have to do is go to kirkelliottphd.com/Sherwood, or you can just give our office a call, 720-605-3900, and say Dr. Mark sent you.
Exploring biohacking, bioharmonizing, biosynergizing, stacking, resilience, or anti-fragility?
Start here. No gimmicks, just proven results.